gents. All right, tracking progress. Those who are doing an extreme fat loss transformation, your primary source of weight loss that we're going to track from is pretty much going to be the scale for the first couple of months. I'm talking blokes who are, you're over 90 kilos, you're over 96 kilos, so you're over 200 pounds. For the first couple of months, we're going to see the most progress come from the scales, but there's going to be many points in anyone's journey, whether you're doing weight gain, so building muscle, like that last bit of stubborn body fat, or a lot of fat loss, where your primary results are going to come from visualization through tape measurements, progress pictures, clothing sizes, where the clothing fits better or different week to week. Those are going to be the primary three, unless you're doing a rapid weight loss or a significant aggressive fat loss transformation. So what I want you to do, let me go through this page. I've kept it super simple. Obviously, we're going to be taking a combination of visual cues as well as subjective cues. So it's one thing to be tracking progress physically through tape measurements and pictures and everything, but if your quality of life is going down the drain, so if your sleep quality is going down, your confidence is dropping, your stress levels are rising, your testosterone, you feel like you're like if you stop getting like strong friggin' like erections in the morning for days on end, like and you're just worn out, you're drained, your nervous system's stressed, those physiological changes outside of just visual measurements, those need to come into play as well. So really quickly, for visual physical references, we're going to be doing tape measure. We're going to be doing primarily for blokes, we're going to be doing shoulders, chest, bicep, waist, hips, and your thigh. Look, I don't really need to go through it, but probably the only one that I really need to go through is waist, just because as long as you're doing the same spot every time, then it's fine. So if you want to do just above the belly button, if you want to do just below, either or, just do the same spot every single time. So we have this reference point of if you're getting bigger or smaller. I typically do just above the belly button. Yeah. And that's typically like, if you follow like the bottom ribs, you want to do like in between the ribs and the iliac crest. So iliac crest is here. Bottom of the ribs is about there. So right in the middle, and that usually lines up with the belly button directly. So I usually do right around the belly button to make sure that you're not at risk of cardiovascular disease. It's recommended for blokes that your waist is under 80 centimeters. So I breathe all the way out. Boom. And 33 and a half, so 85 centimeters. For me, oops, or did I do the wrong way? No, that's right. Perfect. So I myself, I'm about to start a cut. I'm hovering around 18.5% body fat. I'm trying to get down to 15%. I've put on a ton of muscle recently. It's pretty exciting. So next week I'll do the same thing. The week after I'll do the same thing, and it's just another way for us to track. Okay, are the calories dropping too low? No, are the calories too low for you? If the scale's not moving, is your waist at least moving? Are your thighs moving? If you want to do a thigh measurement, I typically recommend either you either have a freckle somewhere halfway down through the thigh. Oops, hold on. So I typically do, I'll grab my thumb and finger, I'll go to like the top of my iliac crest, and I'll plant it here. So every time I know it's the same spot, and I'll do a thigh measurement there. Bicep, I usually just do the top of the bicep, so usually in the middle, but like the biggest peak, the biggest point down to the bottom. Chest, the same thing as before. I usually breathe out when I do that. Underneath underneath, shoulders, obviously above, and it's better if like you have a mirror, so you can just make sure that the tape is lined up horizontally, and there's no real gap, or it's not like looping down like this. You want your measurement to go directly horizontal. I've got the camera there to check. Beautiful. Let me see if there's anything else on this page, but it's very much straightforward. Visual tracking, inches and centimeters, accountability, yep. Energy, sleep, sweet. Beautiful. And this, just as a last reminder, natural lighting in front. So you want to do your measurements at the same time every single day. Your weigh-ins at the same time every day. Usually it's after you've woken up, you've taken a piss, or you've gone to the toilet. Before you take a big drink of water in the morning. So you've woken up, you've taken a piss, you weigh in, or you've woken up, you've taken a piss, you measure, you take your photos. We do this every single time. There's no point in doing it in the morning one day and the afternoon the next. And you might have gained an extra 5 to 10 pounds or 2 to 3 kilos on the scale, just holding pure water weight and some of the food that you haven't digested. So it needs to be first thing in the morning after you've taken a piss. Never be scared to have extra water at night time before you go to bed in fear that you want a good weigh in the next morning. That's actually going to hinder your weight loss long term. So just every single day, and that's it. Like, just because you get a big result one day doesn't mean you're not holding on to excess water due to stress or poor sleep or a different workout routine from the day of. So just because you've weighed in high one day doesn't mean you're not holding on to water and you'll weigh in differently the next day or the day after. So if you have any questions, obviously in this picture as well, I've got my arms up sideways when I'm doing my side pose. It's just so that we can see the actual torso and compare that week to week, which will be posted up into the app that we have available. So let me know if you have any questions. Follow the guidelines, the rules, protocols here, and we'll talk to you guys in a bit.